Discussing further keywords of preamble. First, sovereign. The word sovereign implies that India is neither a dependency nor a dominion of any other nation, but an independent state. There is no authority above it, and it is free to conduct its own affairs, both internal and external. Second, socialist. Even before the term was added by the 42nd Amendment in 1976, the Constitution had a socialist content in the form of certain directive principles of state policy. In other words, what was hitherto implicit in the Constitution has now been made explicit. Moreover, the Congress Party itself adopted a resolution to establish a socialist pattern of society in its Avadi session as early as in 1955 and took measures accordingly. The Indian brand of socialism is democratic socialism and not communist socialism. Democratic socialism, on the other hand, holds faith in mixed economy, where both public and private sectors coexist side by side. As the Supreme Court says, democratic socialism aims to end poverty, ignorance, disease, and inequality of opportunity. Indian socialism is a blend of Marxism and Gandhism, leaning heavily towards Gandhism socialism. The new economic policy 1991 of liberalization, privatization, and globalization has, however, diluted the socialist credentials of the Indian state. Third, secular. The term secular too was added by the 42nd Constitution Amendment Act of 1976. However, as the Supreme Court said in 1974, although the word secular state was not expressly mentioned in the Constitution, there can be no doubt that constitution makers wanted to establish such a state, and accordingly Articles 25 to 28 guaranteeing the fundamental right to freedom of religion have been included in the constitution. The Indian constitution embodies the positive concept of secularism, that is, all religions in our country have the same status and support from the state. Democratic. A democratic polity, as stipulated in the preamble, is based on the doctrine of popular sovereignty, that is, possession of supreme power by the people. Democracy is of two types, direct and indirect. In direct democracy, the people exercise their supreme power directly, as in case of Switzerland. There are four devices of direct democracy, that is referendum, initiative, recall, plebiscite. In indirect democracy, on the other hand, the representative elected by the people exercise the supreme power and thus carry on the government and make the laws. It is also known as representative democracy. It's of two kinds, parliamentary and presidential. The Indian Constitution provides for representative parliamentary democracy, under which the executive is responsible to the legislature for all its policies and actions. Universal adult franchise, periodic elections, rule of law, independence of judiciary, and absence of discrimination on certain grounds are the manifestations of democratic character of the Indian polity. The Supreme Court observed in 1997 that the Constitution envisions to establish an egalitarian social order, rendering to every citizen social, economic, and political justice in a social and economic democracy of the Bharat Republic. Fifth Republic. A democratic polity can be classified into two categories, that is, monarchy and republic. In a monarchy, the head of the state is usually king, queen, enjoys a hereditary position. That is, he comes into office through succession. Example Britain. In a republic, on the other hand, the head of the state is always elected directly or indirectly for a fixed period. Example USA. The term republic in our preamble indicates that India has an elected head called the president. He is elected indirectly for a period of 5 years. Republic also means two more things. One, vesting of the political sovereign in the people and not in a single individual like the king. Second, the absence of any privileged class and hence all public offices being open to every citizen without any discrimination. Sixth, justice. Justice in the preamble embraces three distinct forms: social, economic, and political, secured through various provisions of fundamental rights and directive principles. Social justice denotes the equal treatment of all citizens without any social distinction based on caste, color, race, religion, sex, and so on. It means absence of privileges being extended to any particular section of society and improvement in the conditions of backward classes and women. Economic justice denotes the non discrimination between people on the basis of economic factors. It involves the elimination of glaring inequalities in wealth, income, and property. A combination of social justice and economic justice denotes what is distributive justice. Political justice implies that all citizens should have equal political rights, equal access to all political offices, and equal voice in the government. The ideal of justice, social, economic, political, has been taken from Russian Revolution 1917. Liberty seventh. The term liberty means the absence of restraints on the activities of individuals and at the same time providing opportunities for development of individual personalities. The preamble secures to all its citizens of India liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship through their fundamental rights enforceable in court of law in case of violation. The ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity in our preamble have been taken from the French Revolution, 1789 to 1799. 8. Equality. The term equality means the absence of special privileges to any section of the society and the provision of adequate opportunities for all individuals without any discrimination. The preamble secures to all its citizens of India equality of status and opportunity. This provision embraces three dimensions of equality: civic, political, and economic. Fundamental rights ensure civic equality. Equality before law, Article 14. Prohibition of discrimination on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth, Article 15. Equality of opportunity in matters of public employment, Article 16. Abolition of untouchability, Article 17. Abolition of title, Article 18. There are two provisions in the Constitution that seek to achieve political equality. One, no person is to be declared ineligible for inclusion in electoral rolls on grounds of religion, race, caste, or sex. Article 325. Two, elections to the Lok Sabha and the state assemblies to be held on the basis of adult suffrage. Article 326. The directive principles of state policy, Article 39, secures to men and women equal right to an adequate means of livelihood and equal pay for equal work. 9. Fraternity. Fraternity means a sense of brotherhood. The Constitution promotes the feeling of fraternity by a system of single citizenship. Also, the Fundamental Duties, Article 51A, say that it shall be the duty of every citizen of India to promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood among all the people of India, transcending religion, linguistic, regional, or sectional diversities. The preamble declares that fraternity has to assure two things: the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. The word integrity has been added to preamble by 42nd Constitutional Amendment 1976. The phrase unity and integrity of the nation embraces both psychological and territorial dimensions of national integration. Article 1 of the Constitution describes India as a union of states, to make it clear that the states have no right to cede from the Union, implying the indestructible nature of the Indian Union. It aims at overcoming hindrances to national integration like communalism, regionalism, casteism, linguism, secessionism, and so on.